talk to me about Governor Gavin Newsom. He does think he's doing a good job. He takes a shot at President Trump at just about every chance he gets. Can you speak 1 year later, the Palisades fire, what you're hearing?
Sure. A year after the devastating LA fires that happened, this is not just a natural disaster. It was a complete failure of leadership from our state, Governor Newsom, LA Mayor Karen Bass. Look, about several months before this LA fire broke out, Mayor Karen Bass stripped off funding for the Los Angeles Fire Department. This was a bad judgment, mismanagement of LA budget, and we need to scrutinize what really happened. As a result, we saw fire hydrants without water. And even after the, days before the LA fire broke out, there was a weather report saying it's going to be very, bad weather coming up. Despite that, she made the decision to go overseas to Ghana. So she was actually in Ghana when LA fire broke out. So again, after that, they did so-called the after-action report that seemed to really undermine what really happened, and the report seems to protect the politicians instead of the people. And so that is, again, a complete failure. And I was there when President Trump visited Los Angeles and touring the devastating community. And at that time, we had a roundtable conversation with the communities, with LA Mayor, President Trump, and several members of our delegation from California. At that meeting, Mayor Bass promised she will do everything she can to expedite the process so we will get the homeowners and the community to come back to rebuild. However, there have been, endless red tape that left families from being able to rebuild because insurance funds ran out. They have not been able to get back to their communities to rebuild. And there have been, over time, rebuilding costs has exploded. And so this is what's happening right now. And in the meantime, at the federal government, just less than 2 months after that happened, FEMA released about $2 billion to help the individuals. And through the SBA loans, we're trying to help rebuild the community. But again, the endless red tapes are the reason why it is prohibiting the community to rebuild. And this is also coming from Governor Newsom. Gosh, if anyone is thinking about considering him to be the 2028 presidential candidate, I think they need to look no further than the aftermath of the LA fires. It is beginning of what they can expect to see.
He was pushed back by residents in California about not being prepared, the state not being prepared, the reservoirs, the water not there to battle these fires.
Exactly.
That was a major sticking point for the residents in that moment. And to your point, 1 year later, officials are saying this: only 500 of the 16,000 structures lost have started the rebuilding process. Victims angry. You can see there, obviously, that you've been sharing. And then you have the governor saying that, and you see him here, he's made massive progress. Here he is, photo ops, he's on the ground. Though, again, the state was not ready. But the state seems ready for new leadership. Your thoughts there?
Definitely. California does not deserve Gavin Newsom as our governor. And Californians and Americans across the country does not deserve Gavin Newsom to be the next president. So like I said, look no further than the devastating policies that's coming out of Sacramento, approved by the Governor Newsom. California is riddled with, it is known as the capital of the world for fraud. There have been so many frauds that is happening. I've been calling out for investigations in how California STEP programs have not actually gone to support the low-income families, the seniors, the veterans, because those funds were abused and misdirected. Look, we just lost about $16 billion from the federal government because of California's refusal to comply with the federal law.
Yeah.
We have cases after cases of thousands and thousands of illegal commercial driver license issued to foreign nationals.
Oh, the CDL issue, that, Congresswoman, that is huge. That is huge because that is life or death situations that we've seen, and it's just constant defiance by this governor. And speaking of that, there are many in California that even you would think they align themselves on the left. They're now calling for Newsom to be out of office and for new leadership, like Spencer Pratt. He's announcing, remember the reality TV star? He's announcing that he wants to run for governor. The bottom line is the messaging is out there that they want somebody else, and even some of the celebrities out there, despite their political alignings, they see this as an opportunity. Is there someone that you see should be leading California?
Well, I'm not making any decision. I'm not making a prediction right now, so you're not going to put words in my mouth. However, anyone is better than Gavin Newsom. And again, we talked about the fraud, and California is unfortunately known as the fraud capital of the world. And someone representing the state of California, which is once known as a golden state, a lot of people come to California to live the American dream, as I am. I would love to continue to represent the state of California and bring the common sense solutions to all the fraud that is happening, for all the waste and fraud that we're seeing in the state of California, including remember, California state auditor found about $32 billion of fraud in the unemployment benefits. And years later, state auditors still found that there are billions of dollars missing. And this is a travesty, and this is at the Employment Development Department.
We'll continue to follow that.
We have to address the problems that we have in the state.
I'm out of time with you. I do appreciate this. Has been a great conversation. I want to correct myself that Spencer Pratt is running for LA mayor, not governor. We were talking about the governor, but so many people are throwing their hats in the ring, whether it be to run LA or to run the state differently than Governor Gavin Newsom or LA Mayor Karen Bass. That is Congresswoman Young Kim joining us.
Anyone better than Karen Bass for LA Mayor, or anyone better than Gavin Newsom for president?
There it is. I do appreciate that, Congresswoman. Great to see you. Thank you.